There we are. Okay, so hello there, virtual world. I am here looking for you. Actually, right now I'm looking. Oh, okay, there we go. So when one of you can see me and hear me, if you can let me know, that would be terrific. And if you are hearing this, you can get yourself prepared, which is I get something to write with, like a pen or a pencil, paper, and that you're going to write your future letter to yourself, and then other paper that you're going to destroy. It could be the same kind of paper if you're at home, because I'll tell you how to destroy it so it's destroyed at home without a flame and burning things. But here we're going to do burning bowl. We're going to do write a letter to our future self. We're so excited. We're starting 2022. Hello, Clee. Hello, Margit. She says she's on her way. Oh, she's coming. Oh, okay, great. And Deja, good morning. I texted you. Okay, Happy New Year. Stephanie, hello. All right, we're ready. Yes, we're ready. Yeah, 2022. Oh, I can see that's going to be a year to muck up in my mouth. All right, so we're ready to go. Let me just check this one more time. I don't know. We don't have Reverend Rich here this day, so I'm all blah, 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 trying to get things organized. Although we do have our guest artist, Scott Allen, who's going to be singing for us. So we've really got a great day set up. And so let's start with a spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. Set your intention. Let's go. So this word is being spoken for each one. And if there is anyone on the planet or off the planet, or any place on this planet or in the universe that you would like to have included in this word, just think of their name or that place now and know that this word also includes them. Because there is a divine creative presence that is everywhere present. And it is always present. So there is no restriction on its presence by time or space. It is omnipresent, past, present, future, all being created by it right now. And so in this now moment is that loving presence. And in this now moment, this loving presence is creating each one. It is creating each one out of its own substance, and that substance is the substance of vitality, of life, of love, of peace, of harmony. It is the substance of joy, the substance of harmony, order. It is the substance of infinite possibility. It is an intelligent, infinitely potential substance that is able to take any form that occurs to anyone, because that thought that is occurring to anyone is within this one divine creative presence. And it's thought that is the substance from which all things are created. So any thought within anyone has the potential to be created by the law, the activity of creation. And so this is ongoing, always happening. There is no thought that is ignored by this ever listening, always present, creative lover and thinker. And every single thought is included in its creative activity. And so right now, each one is more thoughtful about their thoughts than ever before. And this day, each one is clearly identifying those thoughts that they no longer wish to contemplate, that they no longer wish to have created, that they no longer wish to see manifested in their world. And so each one is clearly receiving all of those thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, habits, manifested objects of thought that he or she no longer desires to see created in their world. And so in this now moment where all the power of the universe exists, each one is able to identify what they choose to say no to and to release and to never think again. And those thoughts go back into the nothingness from whence they came. Inert, unproductive, non-existent. And in that space lives infinite potential. And this infinite potential includes the fulfillment of all the desires in the heart, as well as an expression of this divine life that is far beyond anything anyone can presently imagine. And so this year, each one entertains those ideas that become the substance which they grow into, that become the form of each one's environment and world and very own self. Each one is now divinely guided in those ideas that each one desires to see created in their world, in them, through them, all around them, as them. And each one is willing to entertain all the thoughts that are a part of this new creative experience of life. So that each one in this moment, this now moment, is a clear slate upon which each one is consciously choosing what shall be written. And so each one is now filled with the energy of infinite possibility. Each one sees their future bright with promise. Each one sees a life that is who they truly are, and that allows each one to more freely express who they truly are in new and wonderful ways, with a whole new healthy body, with a whole new circle of wonderful, supportive friends and home environment, with a whole new expression of work, of giving the gifts that one is given. Each one is given that gift of discovering some talent, skill, interest that heretofore had not even been noticed before. Because each one is filled with infinite possibilities, infinite talents, infinite opportunities. And this is the year for each one of yes, of saying yes to the creative, the positive, the healthy, the alive, the dynamic, the vital, the loving, the pure, the true, the beautiful, the joyful, the life that each one loves completely, from beginning to end, from morning to night, from sleep to waking, all of it, no matter where he or she is, no matter what is surrounding each one, no matter what the world is doing, no matter what one's friends or relatives or acquaintances are doing, each one is fully engaged and vitalized by the spirit of positive creation, and is fully engaged in imagining a future that is absolutely delightful in every possible way. And so each one is decisive this day, in this moment, deciding with crystal clarity and with confidence and with trust and faith, saying no to that which is no longer, and saying yes to all that which can be. And so with this crystal clarity that easily and effortlessly separates in each one's thinking all of the no's out the door and all of the yeses entering in, so that each one is a wide open, expanded receptacle, vehicle, and channel for greater good in every possible way, to rush in, to enter in, to create through, and to manifest. Each one is clear, each one is free, and each one is so grateful that this gift of life and choice in experiencing this life has been given. Each one seizes this gift of choice and embraces this gift of life and commits to living a life that is beyond anything that he or she may have ever imagined, but is everything that is a fulfillment of that which is desired in the heart. Nothing is impossible. With the divine, all things are possible. There is no hindrance, no restriction, no blockage, no excuse. The divine affirmative says yes to everything that each one now says yes to. And that is where the energy of the creative activity of God is now focused upon, creating the good, the beautiful, and the true. And so this is a powerful moment because each one knows the power that is in any moment. And I am grateful this is the truth. I release this word to the law. The law makes it so. Each one is willing to cooperate with the law's creative activity. And so all systems are go. It is done. And so it is. Okay. So, welcome. And I'm moving forward now to let Scott lead us in song.
I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I see leaves of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And so, taking this moment of contemplating this wonderful world, I invite you to set your intention for this day. And because all the doors and windows of heaven are wide open, I recommend you set the highest intention that fulfills everything in your heart. Know it's there, know it's acting so, and it is done, and so it is.
I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends waving hand, throwing kisses too. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I see them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, Scott. Good morning. My name is Mary VerCande, and I'm a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton. We are a loving, healing, inclusive community which teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and the world. And I welcome you to 2021. I read something a couple of days ago that has really stuck with me, so I wanted to share that with you this morning. There's really only one man viewed from the universal sense, but in this one, or grand man, as it has been called, there are innumerable persons. Each is in direct relationship to the whole. And when I read that, I had the vision of a kaleidoscope. You know, you look through the kaleidoscope and you see the picture, and then if you turn it just a little and turn the focus just a little bit, like the whole thing changes and everything rearranges. And isn't that what we're doing here today with our lives? Is we know where our focus is. But we can change the focus, we can move it just a little bit, and the whole picture rearranges to give us a brand new picture. Brand new picture of what our personal lives look like, and a brand new picture of what the whole world can look like. So that's what we're doing this morning with our writing and with our burning bowl. So I invite you at home to participate as much as possible, and everyone here. And if you need some assistance during the year in keeping that focus or changing your focus, we have 14 practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living. We are here and available to help you clarify what you want, to look at what might be blocking what you want, and help you achieve that and do any healing you need. All 14 names and contacts are listed on our website, cslprinceton.org. So go there, find us, reach out to us. If you just want spiritual work, you can leave a prayer request there, and it will be sent to one of us, and we will do spiritual work for you for 7 days. So know that is available to you. And we also offer classes. So on Wednesday evening, Susan Neat has evening inspirations at 7:30 on Zoom. And this week, the focus will be the loving kindness meditation, which will be a great way to start the new year. The doors open at 7:20. Class starts at 7:30. So please join us for that. And it's something I'm excited about. And I'm just going to read this to you. A Chorus Line was a Broadway show about dancers auditioning for a job. Well, we all audition every day for one opportunity or another. How prepared are you for the next audition in 2022? Start the year knowing your real self rather than the self you inherited from your past. The Center for Spiritual Living Princeton will host Where Are You Anyway? A workshop that puts you on the line with yourself. Developed and presented by Scott Allen, this is a 2-hour exploration into the entrepreneurial you, the 120 box of crayons you. Using the musical number, Who Are You Anyway? We will go line by line through the song to open and explore the depths of our imagination. This workshop is designed to help express and enhance your creative energy and personal awareness and prepare you for creating a whole new life this year. So if you'd like to join us, it's an in-person workshop here at the center. Please sign up. Scott will be providing some materials, I think crayons and poster boards, and it's going to be a very interactive session, it sounds like. So please sign up. You can sign up if you're here. There's a sign-up sheet in the back. You could call the office and leave a message on the phone. You can leave a message on our Facebook page or a message on our website. So please let Scott know so he makes sure that we all have enough crayons to discover who we are. And next week, our guest speaker will be Reverend Janice Bellera, and she'll be speaking on primary intention. So many good things going on. Enjoy your letter writing today. Welcome. We're glad you're here with us as we all shift our focus towards greater good.
Okay, and so for those in the room, I just wanted to make sure you knew that in the back of the room, you will find a teeny piece of paper. You only take one, upon which you write all that you want to burn up, that you don't want to take. And then you also find numerous pieces of paper and an envelope to write a letter to your future self. And so we'll guide you in that throughout our service. So, having said that, more of that chorus line guy, Scott Allen.
Feel very old. So many years ago. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, I believe. When you walk through a storm, keep your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. I believe above a storm the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe.
Okay, so let us all breathe. I don't know, Scott, you really choked me up here. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this meditation? Thank you so much. You really touched somewhere within me, and I'm sure within everyone. So good morning, Happy New Year, everyone. Hi, out there in virtual world, which I usually forget you're there, because there's so many people here. Oh my gosh, you made it tough. but on purpose. It's on purpose. Okay, so did I say my name? I'm Regina Quince, licensed practitioner here. As we think about what we are burning up today and what we are creating for this moment forward, I'm going to read to you from the Science of Mind a special area called Law of Correspondence, which also focuses on mental equivalent. As you heard today already, we've been talking about creating the world we want to see, what we want to live in, who we want to be. And it's really not who we want to be, but it's who we are, and let that which we are be revealed in our external form. Reverend Karen said, the spirit of positive creation. The spirit of positive creation. And last week, Reverend Karen, I wrote it down, she said, from I think a book she was reading, I wonder how God is going to create this avenue through me. And that's what drew me to the Law of Correspondence. So, for those of you that has the Science of Mind textbook, it's on page 306 to 307. So everyone sit back, relax, and absorb this word. The Law of Correspondence. The limit of our ability to demonstrate depends upon our ability to provide a mental equivalent of our desires. For the law of correspondence works from the belief to the thing. But it is within our power to provide a greater mental equivalent through the unfolding of consciousness. And this growth from within will finally lead to freedom. What we demonstrate today, tomorrow, and the next day is not as important as the tendency which our thought is taking, the dominant attitude of our mind. If every day things are a little better, a little happier, a little more harmonious, a little more health-giving and joyous, if each day we are expressing more life, we are going in the right direction. And so we meditate daily upon the universe of the all-good, the infinite indwelling spirit, which we call God, Father, incarnate in man, trying to sense and to feel this indwelling good as the active principle of our lives. This is what the mystics call the man of the heart, or the angel of God's presence. This is why they taught that there are always two, for there is what we seem to be and what we really are. As we contact this higher principle of our own lives, which is perfect and complete, needing nothing, wanting nothing, knowing everything, being happy and satisfied. And as we daily meditate upon this indwelling God, we shall acquire a greater mental equivalent. For those who have always dwelt on limited thoughts, a very good practice is to dwell upon the magnitude of the universe. Think how many stars there are, how many fish there are in the seas, and how many grains of sand on the beaches. Think of how big the ocean is, of the immensity of space, the bigness of everything, the grandeur of everything. Mechanically, if necessary, compel the mentality to cognize reality. Compel the consciousness to recognize truth through reason, if no other conviction comes. Think, see, and feel activity. Radiate life. Feel that there is that within which is the center and circumference of the universe. The universe is the result of the self-contemplation of God. Our lives are the result of our self-contemplations and are peopled with the personifications of our thoughts and ideas. Accept this without question, for it is true. Nothing is real to us unless we make it real. Nothing can touch us unless we let it touch us. Refuse to have the feelings hurt. Refuse to receive anyone's condemnation. In the independence of your own mentality, believe and feel that you are wonderful. This is not conceit. It is the truth. What can be more wonderful than a manifestation of the infinite mind? And now, there are several quotes. Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. And my favorite, prove me now herewith, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, and there shall not be room enough to receive it. Be firm, and ye shall be made firm. Act as though I am, and I will be. On look thou the deity, and the deity will on look thee. As thou hast believed, so be it done. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall prosper. And so, I will speak my word to each of us, an affirmative prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment, for the work that we will do in the next few minutes, or may have already started. This creative process indwelling within us, this creative idea that has created each one in its image and likeness, the intelligence, the force, the energy that allow the law that's in play, as we're unified with it, manifest our ideas, our beliefs, our desires. And as each one chooses the great ideas, the good ideas, the loving ideas, the peaceful ideas, the harmonious ideas, the prosperous ideas, the ideas that stretch us outside of each one's comfort zone, to allow the great idea to unfold in our experience. For this is each one's inheritance. This is the blessing and the grace that has been bestowed on in each one. And each one burns up those ideas that no longer serves them. The doubts, the fears, the distractions, the inhibition, all of these things that keeps this great good from unfolding in each one's experience. For this good are the seeds that have been planted in each one's person to be the magnificence that this Creator created each one to be and to experience. It is already here. It is for each one to allow to be revealed. And in the deepest gratitude, knowing this truth, moving from good to greater good, this word is sent to law. And each one knows it is done. It manifests. It demonstrates. It appears. It is. And so it is. Thank you.
Gather round me, everybody. Gather round me while I preach some. Feel a sermon coming on here. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you want to hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. You gotta accept you ain't the positive element, man ain't the negative latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down. Have faith, or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do? just when everything looks so dark. Man, they said you better accentuate the positive element and ain't the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Yes. Yes, I had to write down Mr. In Between on my,
Thank you, Johnny Mercer.
Johnny Mercer. And you know, a number of the songwriters and people who wrote back at that time were exposed to this teaching and actually were writing songs that came from the spread of this teaching. Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, he got that by hanging out with Dr. Raymond Charles Barker of the First Church of Religious Science, New York City. Anyway, so for those of you in the audience, you are invited to take one piece of paper. I have that you're going to destroy. Okay, so I have written on both sides and maybe 4 layers of things on here. You don't need 2. Get it all on one. You don't need to read it. We're going to burn it. And for you at home, I invite you to get a piece of paper where you're writing down all of the things that you don't want to take into 2022. And then when we've burnt this, what you're going to do is then turn to what you want to have created instead of all of this. What do you want instead? So you write a letter to your future self. There's paper back there and envelopes, and we will gather that here, and one of our 14 practitioners, will be doing affirmative prayer, spiritual work for these intentions, these desires, these goals, every single day of 2022. And in fact, it has already begun as of yesterday. Someone already started knowing that what we will write is fulfilled. And for those of you in our virtual audience, you can get those letters to our office any way you would like. You can, I'll give instructions, but you can mail it inside of another envelope. And by the way, I've already received one. So more on that later. In contemplating what to release, I know you've been writing all kinds of things, but what I would invite you to do at this moment is to relax and allow your imagination to see your future self. It could be that self that you want to be at the end of 2022, December 31st, 2022, or it could be 10 years from now. And then what would you need to see a year from now for this 10 years from now vision to come into reality? So imagine your greatest self into your happiest and most successful, positive, possible future. If everything went your way, if you went completely committed, every moment dedicated, and easily being a part of creating your future, just allow yourself to get a glimmer of an image of yourself in your future. Bright, healthy, successful, glorious, filled with love, enjoyment, power, accomplishment. Imagine your environment. Imagine everything in the universe supporting you. What does this look like? What does it feel like? And so take a moment to feel gratitude for this image that you've been given. And take a deep breath. And now ask yourself, what is the first thing that comes to mind that is standing in my way to this image. Don't judge it. Just observe what comes to mind, and if you're guided, write it on your piece of paper to release it. What is within me that will have to change in order to make room for this new good I have envisioned? I know I wrote down playing small and a fear of being seen. What ideas have I habitually entertained that must now shift so that I can experience this new? Any habits that you know you've outgrown? Keeping this future image in mind, what needs to change in this coming year so that you can be congruent with this vision of yourself, with living this true self? And what beliefs do you have that just don't fit? What excuses do you have? I'm too old. The world is too crazy. Any beliefs that would hinder you in this vision, whether it be about yourself or about the world or about what you think God wants, feel free to write it down. Any self-concepts, feeling of unworthiness, feeling or believing you're not much, any unconscious or conscious toleration of less than. As we talked about last week, any bad memories, anything from your past that's still sticking on you and distracting you from creating your future. Anything that has been bugging you for too long, about yourself, about others. Any relationships that need repairing or significant changing. And what is the one idea that if your consciousness were completely free of it, you absolutely know that you would finally be truly liberated and that your life would change dramatically? Worth repeating. What is the one idea that if your consciousness were completely free of it, you absolutely know that you would finally be truly liberated and that your life would change dramatically? So what's an idea, a belief that you know has got to go? As you look at yourself, your future self, are there any undigested experiences that are still creating toxicity within your mind and body? That's from a Debbie Ford book. And so I'm going to prepare for the burning bowl ceremony now. Feel free to keep writing on your piece of paper. And those of you at home, keep writing. While we're burning our things, I'll give you instructions to rip yours to shred. So let's move forward with this idea. I'm thinking they're coming this way. Oh, I see, okay. Okay, we have some suggestions here. Okay, so for those of you in the studio audience, I want you to see I have a blank piece of paper. So just so they're dry. So the drier it is, the faster it goes up. So what I'm going to invite you to do is to come up from this side and light it and drop it, but it's going to go up so fast. So try to avoid going like this, because the flames are going to go up like this. And it might, I mean, it's, you know, so try to enter like this, okay? So, see that? So that was unwritten on, but, all right, so everybody take a good breath. Those of you at home, when you're ready, just start ripping your paper into as many teeny weeny pieces as you can. And when you can't rip it up anymore, go over to your garbage and just sprinkle it all in there. And any of you here, when you're ready, you can come forward and burn your stuff. Mm. Keep breathing. Remember to let it go. Anyone left? All right. I have to take my mask off. So let me do this special prayer. So this word is being spoken for each one. That which has been released is gone back into the nothingness from whence it came, because the Spirit of life is only interested in creating from its own substance of goodness everything that shall be created. And so all that this divine creator has to create with right now is life, light, love, power, peace, beauty, harmony, joy. All good, in all ways, able to take any form whatsoever. A divine intelligence knowing how to do it is doing it now. Each one is a clean slate, fresh, new, even clearer and freer than when born to this planet. And with only the infinite substance of God to create the good of the future, each one is now feeling that freedom and is now able, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and environmentally, as well as relationshiply, able to experience a whole new wonderful world that is all that each one desires in their heart and consciously chooses to accept with their beautiful choice gift. So all is well, all is set, each one is free, each one's ready to create something new. It is done, over with, nothing is left, and so it is. And so now we turn to writing a letter to our future selves. And So in doing that, you've gotten an image, and however you can express it for yourself, it's fine. I recommend that you write at the top of your letter 12/31/2022, December 31, 2022, and I like to write at the top of my letter, I, Karen Kushner, am grateful that, with a colon, and then I write a series of positive statements. I am healthier than ever before. I am freer in money than ever before. I am able to do a double pirouette. So in those statements, and for the writing the letter to your future self, we're talking about infinite possibilities, so you don't have to keep it onto one page. There's more paper back there. Feel free to write as many pages as you like. And if you can't get everything that you want to have included in your writing today, you can write another letter to yourself. Years ago, we had a teen who took this quite literally. She had 7 pages written during the service that got into this letter. I had to put extra postage on it. And a couple of years ago, one of you in this audience, I think, wrote 5 different letters. And I only noticed it because as I was stamping them at the end of the year, I noticed, wow, that person kept submitting. So you can keep submitting a letter every week this year. You can submit a letter on December 21st. So just because you didn't include something now doesn't mean you cannot include it later. And do not do what I have done in at least once a year. Think I'm not grounded enough I need to really think about my life and write the perfect letter. In fact, we already burned it up. False perfectionism, I forgot to erase that. Okay. Because I never wrote the letter. That perfect time never happened. And at the end of the year, when I was mailing them all back, I was surprised to find I didn't get one because I didn't write it. So let me get my stuff here. So yesterday I received my letter that I did write last year, and if you didn't get your letter yesterday, I'm sorry about that. We sent them out, but there have been mail delays, whatever, what can I say? So I got my little letter back, and as I read it, where are you? I was surprised at how many things I checked, yes, it happened. And the things that I was able to check, mine was three pages long. The things that I checked were the things that were the least specific. Like, I am happier than ever before. I am even more fit than before. My life is so easy. I am ready for any good thing. I am lighter than before. I am richer than before. I have greater clarity of vision. Those things I checked off. And then the things that required my doing something, I either got a sorta improved to crosses. Nope, didn't happen. And for the ones that didn't happen, I know I was definitely guided to do something. And throughout an entire year, I know I said no to it. So I like to include in my letter a whole lot of these. I like who I am and who I have become more than ever before. I like to include those because I can see the improvement. And then I like to have the specifics. You know, I can do double pirouettes. It's going on this letter too. And some of them are on their way. I am a cross-country skier, I had written last year. And I hear there's big snow tomorrow, and I got my skis. I prepared all year for this, and I'm ready to go. And so I remember one of the things that I wrote in past years, which really worked well for me, was that element of surprise. And so to include for me something like, I have discovered a whole new interest in my life, or I have discovered a whole new talent I didn't know I have, or a whole wonderful, unexpected opportunity showed up for me. Something, my life is full of wonderful surprises. I mean, something that is that element of that our life is infinite and we can never reach the end of it. So we are writing our letters to our future selves, and because we've been doing two things today, I have a very short letter because I'm so busy talking and I really wanted to get my stuff released that I did. But I have my envelope addressed, and so I invite you to make sure you've got everything on it that you want to have included. And I believe if you're in our studio audience, it's a kind of envelope that you can take off the tape and it seals itself. So having said that, let me remove the burning bowl elements. And what we have is the famous box, which our licensed practitioners have in their possession, and which, I mean, I can just feel the energy in this box because for a lot of years now, we've had all these different practitioners having this box and every day doing a spiritual mind treatment for all the letters that have been written within it. And so, even though we know that there's nothing particularly more powerful or more spiritual about a ritual or about an object, there is something about what happens with our focused, directed attention. And so, what I am knowing for each and every letter that enters this box, no matter when it might be, I am knowing that the truth is, it is already done. And so, for those of you in the audience, I invite you, when you are ready, to come forward and place your letter in this sacred box. And so for those of you who are at home, I invite you to, seal your letter, address it to yourself. I do check your addresses before I mail them out. If you've let me know that you've changed your address, I alter your envelope. No one opens your envelopes. And if you would like to mail it to our office, that's fine. Inside another envelope, that works. Or if you want, and if you trust me, you can email it to us and I'll print it out and put it in an envelope with your address. I did write on my letter last year, I will not read the letters that are sent to me, and I checked it off, so I did not read them. I was quite proud about that one. But yeah, so there's always a way for you to get it to us. For those of you who are trying to make it perfect, you can write another letter. But make sure you get one in for today. And also for all of you here and at home, you can let your friends and your relatives and your neighbors and people in other spiritual groups that you're in know about this. And they can write letters. And yes, we do get letters from people I have never heard of before in my life. So they can write a letter. Anyone can write a letter. The box is big, and if we fill it up, we can get a bigger box. Okay, so we have a number of people who are still working on this. Let me see. Okay, there we go. So Deja put a very nice piece of information there. You can send your tithe if you'd like to mail a check to the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton. She's got the address there, but that's also the address where you can mail your letter if you want to mail your letter. So that will work fine. Hello, all of you who are out there. It's good to see you. And as always, if you need spiritual work anytime during the year to support you in the fulfillment of doing what you know you're being guided to do to fulfill your letters, then you can go to our website and make a prayer request, and one of our 14 practitioners will be assigned to your case for a week, and they will do that spiritual work for you for a whole week. It is their gift of love to supporting everyone in our community, no matter where you are on the planet. Okay. All right, so we have a couple people who are still writing letters, right?
Don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't wait. All right, I'm not going to wait. Okay, good. But let me do a treatment for all that has been written. Okay. So this word is being spoken for each one, no matter what state their letter is in. Infinite mind is the only mind there is, and this mind knows the thinking of everyone, the conscious and the unconscious thought. This infinite mind knows the desires within each one's heart, because it is this divine presence that has placed those desires into the heart. And so whatever good goal, objective, intention that anyone has within them is a good one. And all of life is for it. There is nothing against it. There is no divine that is judging the merits of any particular positive goal or positive intention. All of life is for the fulfillment of that which has been expressed and that which will be expressed. And so each one now just simply relaxes and allows him or herself to completely and totally accept that which is in their heart, to release themselves from any judgment or criticism or condemnation of what may have arisen as a desire, any belief that it's selfish to want things, or any just habit of life of not choosing for good for oneself. It's all erased, vanished, and gone. Each one is simply accepting him or herself as he or she is right now, filled with the desires for the future and in all the different manifested myriad of forms that it may take. And whatever has been expressed, whatever has been written down, whatever has been dictated by the divine, is accepted by each one, that the divine law is already at work in fulfilling it. And each one is accepting the divine guidance and the divine motivation each and every moment this year to cooperate and agree with the good that he or she has written on these pages, so that at the end of 2022, each one is unrecognizable to the self that each one is expressing today. Each one does truly become the consciousness of all the good that is felt and that has been written. And with all the good, all the blessings, and all the support that goes with it. And so as a result, each one is a more positive contributor to this world and to humanity. Each one is experiencing in a greater way being a blessing wherever they are. And each one in their happiness and joy in discovering all this good fulfilled. Each one is a beacon of light for all those who are ready to hope again, who are ready to really live their lives anew. And so in accepting the fulfillment of all these desires, each one becomes a model of what is possible for anyone, to anyone in this world, of what is possible for them. There is no private good. This good that each one experiences in some divine, intelligent, and wise way does affect all on this world, all in this planet, in some way that is far beyond anything anyone can notice, recognize, or see. This is God at work through its beloved creation, each one here, and each one has said yes to it, and that's enough. The law does the rest of it. It is done. I am grateful it's done. We let it go. Whew! And so it is. And that's the way it is. So, ready for a closing song? Scott, with a closing song.
Okay, now that we've put down our writing instruments, I want you to pick up your musical instruments. You did remember to bring your banjos, didn't you? Well, you at home will have to pick up the slack. Banjos ready. I saw a sparkle of rain. I saw it kissing the rose. It made me smile, smile, smile. I felt a butterfly's wing. I felt it tickle my nose. It made me smile, smile, smile. I heard the whole world sing and bells start to chime the day a baby walked for the very first time. The smallest moment of joy can fill your heart with a smile and make it all worthwhile. Hey, what's that look on your face? The world's a much better place. I saw you smile, smile, smile. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. I heard the whole world sing and bells start to chime the day a baby walked for the very first time. The smallest moment of joy can fill your heart with a smile and make it all worthwhile. Hey, what's that look on your face? The world's a much better place. I saw you smile, smile, big finish, smile.
All right, and so it is, Stephanie Ann. Bravo, Scott Deja says. Beautiful service. May 2022 be your best year yet. Every one of you. That's absolutely the truth. So hello, Alan, Robert, Angela, and Clee, Cheryl, and Eric. Glad you were here. Arlene, Michael, Debbie Joy, Feliz Ano Nuevo. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Okay, I think I got everybody. And this is just the beginning. So let your heart keep getting filled. If you need to write another letter, so be it. It's okay. And we're here for you. Let us know. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Bye.